Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your author Mark coming to you live with another interesting discussion. Well, before I begin, I'm gonna I'm gonna preface this topic that I want to discuss because this particular topic is a very controversial one, but you know, I think personally our society in general has gone crazy at this point. You know, I made a few videos about people acting like fools on carnival cruises and some other things. But but this particular one, this particular topic that I'm going to talk about now, this one really tops the cake. I'm sorry, but now if this is artificially generated, then I'm sorry. I made a mistake for even bringing it up. But if this is really happening in the in what do you call in those little restaurants, where they have the open self-service buffet and all that stuff, if people act like this in in self-service restaurants where they have the buffets like this, then I am sorry for saying this, but our society has really sunk to the, may I say, the new level of, I don't know, foolishness. Because I mean, I was watching I was watching a few people on YouTube, and what makes this even outrageous is, the people's behavior in those particular videos. If they are real, then then this is totally outrageous. Because we used to. I mean, I understand that those all you can eat buffets are there for you to they serve food good. Sometimes they serve good food and cheap food. But if this kind of behavior is going on where people are eating out of them with the spoons, and they're tasting their food, and sometimes they say, "Oh, I paid it. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet," and they order 30 and 40 plates and all that stuff. I mean, now I am, by the way, in order for you to understand what I'm talking about is. I am going to, by the way, link those particular videos in the description and the comment section, so you can actually see what I'm actually talking about. But the thing is, if this kind of behavior goes on in those restaurants that are basically open self-service buffets like that, then I am sorry, but this behavior, this actually shows me that our society has gone off the rails. Because although yes, those open buffets are there for you to provide, they're just restaurants that you go into, and you serve yourself food and all that stuff. You pay for it, and then you serve yourself. Then you serve yourself like a buffet thing. But the thing is, even in those low price restaurants, I'm sorry to say, but those people have no sort of decorum. Because I mean it, and I see, like I said, if those videos are real, then I am very upset about that. Because look, those of you who do know me, know that I work as a published author, and from time to time I have to meet with people in the in the restaurants. I have to meet people everywhere. I have to meet with my publishers, etc. And those of you who really know me know that from time to time I like to take my lady friends. Yes, I do have lady friends that I like to take them to a to, for example, to all you can eat buffets. But now, but because of what I saw on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna rethink of doing that now. And because of this foolish behavior, now I understand why the delivery services are so popular, like like DoorDash, um, some other ones, because and now I understand why people do not want to uh, go into any go into restaurants and places like that, because and that is because of this behavior. Now, ladies and I am going to put this, and I'm before I post this video, I am going to try to find this video that I saw. I mean, the video that I saw, a lady, a black lady, jumping on the counter and cursing people out at the buffet and all that stuff, and saying that she paid for all this food and all that stuff. This is outrageous. Now, look, I know that some of you may say that Mark is picking on the black ladies, but no, white people do this too. I mean, but in this particular video, I'm talking about across the board that the human and I said, if this is really going on in those buffet service restaurants, if this behavior is really going on, then like I said, our society in America has gone off the rails. Because I mean, look, I understand that those country buffets are cheap and all that stuff, but the thing is that even in a low what do you call low price restaurant, there has to be some sort of decorum, that A, you're not going to act like an idiot, and B, you're that there's some behavior, there's acceptable behavior, and there's unacceptable behavior. But when you have people jumping at the on counters, eating out of those trays with those spoons, and tasting food and all that, and I am gonna link those videos that I'm talking about in my description and in my thing. But I'm thinking to myself that nowadays you cannot take, whether your lady friends or your business associates or other people, to to a nice cheap. You can't even take them to a nice cheap restaurant and get your service because of this kind of behavior. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when I said that if this behavior goes on in the buffets and all that stuff, then I'm sorry, but our society has really gone off the rails. Now, those types of restaurants, like where they have the self-service buffets and all you can eat buffets and all that. No wonder that those restaurants have are slowly going out of business, because A, people are not those owners are not going to put up with that kind of behavior, like people jumping on counters and people basically eating out of eating out of the things, and cussing the managers out, and all those other things. Now, I even when I saw this YouTube video, there was a lady arguing on the thing that I paid all my food, and actually they yeah, they actually had to remove the lady, but she paid for her, whether she paid for her food or not. Not no. They actually had to remove the lady from the restaurant because she was acting foolish, and cussing the manager out and all that stuff. I mean, it, and like I said, no wonder that those delivery services like DoorDash or some other delivery services are so popular, because I myself, it you know I like I said, I love taking my associates from time to time, or my lady friends, to a nice restaurant for dinner. You know, sometimes, and even from time to time, I even like to meet with my publisher at a restaurant. But nowadays, my book publisher, I like to meet her at a restaurant once in a while. But but from now from now on, and because of this ruckus behavior, people acting like idiots, I'm definitely of rethinking of going into those restaurants, and 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 I'm coming to the conclusion that some restaurants are expensive. Of course, they're expensive, but and that, and from now on, I'm going to have to pay a little bit of money. But it's not about the food and all that stuff. But I would gladly pay a little bit more money just for the decorum, where people don't act like idiots. They so that at least they behave themselves, and but like I said, no more open buffets for me, because you know and and I'm sorry to say this, if people act like fools, then I'm sorry to say, but in America, in my opinion, our society really has gone off the rails. If and Like I said, if those YouTube videos are real, because they may be artificially generated, whatever, but if they are real, then I'm sorry to say, our society is really headed for a collapse. Now, I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I want you can subscribe to my channel. You can you can subscribe to my channel. You can comment on my videos on Facebook, and things like that. So I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I will see you in my next one.